Hi everyone, I am Miss Newell. I am your student's teacher for Algebra 2 Honors, and this is a video that will tell you about the class and then how to contact me. But a little bit about myself. I was born in Germany, and I grew up in Columbus, Ohio before I came to California. I studied at University of California, San Diego as an undergraduate, and I received a BS in mathematics. I also studied geochemistry and earth science, so I really enjoy mathematics and science, and I support all students in pursuing those fields or really just anything that they enjoy. I later went to study at University of California, Berkeley. I received a master's in education for mathematics education there, and now I've been teaching at Los Altos ever since. The experience that I had at Cal was wonderful, and I'm very grateful for what I learned, and I use my experiences, the observations that I had, and the research that I did there to shape what I do as a teacher. Los Altos is a wonderful school to teach at, and I'm so grateful for the Mountain View Los Altos district, specifically for the Mountain View Los Altos, the MVLA Foundation, and all that they do to support our students and their learning. Some of the things that the money and the donations go to are providing Chromebooks and digital equipment for students. We are a one-to-one district, and so all students are required to have a laptop for their use, and a Chromebook is provided for them if they need one. One thing that affects our classes in ninth grade, English and math, is that the sizes are reduced, and instead of about 30 students or even 32, we can have at most 20 or 21 students, which is really amazing. For Algebra 1, I'm able to work with a smaller group of students to really help them focus on the math, and I can help smaller groups and that we work together to understand the material much better. There's STEM equipment that's provided from the foundation for students learning in the sciences, and the Tutorial Center and College and Career Center are wonderful resources for students who are thinking about different careers and going to colleges or universities and what they can do after this school, as well as just receiving help and support during their studies here at Los Altos. So thank you very much for anyone who is part of the MVLA Foundation and for all those who have donated to help our students. And it's all possible because of you. Thank you. For Algebra 2 Honors, here are the grading categories, and this is how your student's grade will be calculated during distance learning. We have categories based on tests, projects, and challenge problems. We have daily quizzes. There is synchronous and asynchronous work, also known as classwork and homework. And then there is a final assessment. This is all based on the idea of distance learning and what we value that is important and how we will assess your students. If and when we go back to in-person learning, these categories and percentages will change. When we are in person, it's much easier to restrict how students take tests and how we assess them, and thus, for example, tests will be worth more when we are in person, whereas right now we value more the work that they do in groups during classes and the homework that they do on their own. The expectations that I have for your students during class are first and foremost that their video is turned on during meetings. There is no possible way for us to get to know each other when we can't even see each other virtually. And so I expect that their camera is on and that their mic works and that they are able to hear what is going on so that they can participate during group work and when answering and asking questions. Another thing is that your student needs to have a notebook in order to write things down, take notes, and show their work. Often they will write things down take a picture of their work and then upload that so that I can see it. And they need to have those resources available during class. I also expect them to work and participate with other members of the class, even when I am not there or present virtually. I'll put them in a breakout room. So 2 or 3 or 4 of them are working together without me there. So integrity is really important at this time. The goal for this class is not just computation. These students are not going to become a calculator as they grow older. We all have computers and we all have calculators, and our goal is to extend our skills of understanding and comprehension of mathematics, particularly communication, and how well a student can express their ideas and explain their ideas to many different people. That is what we're working on in this class. The way to be successful as a student is to be curious, have an open mind, and really be devoted to their learning. All students are expected to be in a virtual meeting on time, prepared with their materials for the length of time that is scheduled for that period. And whether or not they have doctor's appointments, dentist's appointments, or for whatever reason you are traveling or not able to be at home, your student is responsible for all the work that they are missing, and to communicate with me as their teacher, saying that they will not be in class and that they will make up their work. In this class, late work is not accepted. If a student misses a quiz, which we take every day, they will receive an NA, or they won't receive a score for that quiz, and all their other scores, all their other quizzes will be averaged to become the score for the quizzes during that unit. It's not a penalization, it's just to ensure that there's academic integrity and no cheating when it comes to missed quizzes and shared information. There are no retakes for quizzes or tests. However, there are test and quiz corrections. So regarding quiz corrections, all quizzes are out of 9 points. It is, however, possible to get 10 out of 9, so over 100%. Now, in order to get a 10 out of 9, it needs to be perfect, absolutely correct, following all the instructions, and extending their knowledge, exceeding expectations, essentially. So you could get a 10 out of 9. There could be just a 9 out of 9, which is correct and full credit. Then if there is some misconception and some error that drastically affects the answer in your student's work, I drop it down to a 5. There's nothing between a 5 and a 9. If there's more wrong, if there are more mistakes there, then I drop it down to a 3. And if it's even more so than that, I drop it down to a 1. Again, I only award 1, 3, 5, and 9 and 10 out of 9 points. After corrections, which is a complete assignment, meaning the students need to include all correct work and explanations of why they made a mistake and how they're going to correct it in the future, or how they're going to avoid the mistake in the future. Once that is turned in and I have reviewed it, I will give points back to that particular quiz. A 10 or a 9 will not get more points back, but a 5 can go up to an 8. A 3 can go up to a 7, and a 1 can go up to a 6. So essentially, if you see a score in your student's gradebook, if you happen to be looking at it, and they get a 3 out of 9, which is 33%, they should complete corrections and they can get a 7 out of 9, which is a 77 rounded to a 78%, with a maximum of an 88, 89%, an 8 out of 9. All right. I should be getting corrections from every single student who did not get a 9 or a 10. If you are looking at the gradebook and notice that your student is consistently receiving 5s or 3s or 1s and their score has not been changed, that means they are not completing corrections. That is something that they need to do. It ensures longer and more lasting understanding of the concepts and the knowledge. It's not just regurgitation and it's not just memorization that maybe they have been able to do well in the past, but in this course, it's about understanding and conceptual connections between topics that we're covering. So if you ever have any questions or would like to get in contact with me, you can email me. It's my first name dot last name at mbla.net. Because this is distance learning and it seems like everything is digital and virtual, my inbox is at about 4 times the amount that I would be getting during the year. So I just ask for some patience when it comes to receiving a response from me. But I promise you that I do check my emails daily and I'm diligent about responding to things that have high priority. Again, if you have questions or if you'd like to contact me regarding your student and regarding this class, please feel free to email me. And just, I really hope that we can all kind of get used to this situation and that you will be able to support your student at this time. I am here to support your student, and I am just wish that all students can be successful at this time and in this class. Thank you.